the biggest spring tides of the year, coastal saltmarsh floods right up to the sea wall, forcing wading birds onto the relative safety of Deepdale Broad, where they feed, preen and rest. The biggest of them all is the Eurasian curlew, a species in steep decline across its range on account of habitat loss from modern farming, increased predation and human disturbance. This curlew has a yellow flag 7X on its upper leg, which identifies it as a graduate from a head-starting programme. Head-starting means taking eggs which have little or no chance of survival in the wild, hatching them in incubators and rearing the chicks in captivity for eventual return to the wild. In September 2024, Marsh Farm, Burnham Deepdale, was ready to take its next major step in bird conservation with the creation of Deepdale Conservation Trust. And one of its first projects was curlew head starting. It took months to prepare the specialist facilities required. Agricultural constructors, who normally build polytunnels for growing vegetables, came instead to make enclosures for birds. By springtime, the pens were fully predator-proof. Everything was in place and the real work could begin.
My name's Chrissy Kelly and I'm Head of Aviculture here at Deepdale Conservation Trust, which means I've got the great job of rearing lots of baby curlews.
The Norfolk Curlew Head Starting project has been running since 2021 and is now based at Marsh Farm. The first step is to rescue the eggs. Graham Irvin is licensed by Natural England to collect curlew eggs from RAF airfields, where the adult birds pose a flight risk to military aircraft. The eggs are then transported in a portable incubator. On arrival, Graham hands Chrissy his precious cargo. Each egg is then transferred into an incubator, which has been preset to the perfect parameters for embryo development.
Touch 14, egg 2.
Throughout the 30-day incubation, each egg is lovingly weighed, measured, and candled. Shining light through the shell reveals how soon the egg will hatch. This tiny wobble is the first external sign of life within. Chrissy monitors each single egg through incubation. When they're ready, they're moved to a dedicated hatcher. Hatching can take up to 3 exhausting days for these tiny, helpless creatures. This almost magical process never fails to delight even the most experienced observer. These plaintive squeaks are not random. They are the chick's first calls to the incubating parent bird. Once out of the shell, the chick needs time to recover from the Herculean effort of escaping its protective prison and to dry out its fluffy feathers. Each numbered eggshell relates to one of 14 original airfields where they were collected. The hangar-like huts in which the chicks will grow are named after the airfields. Each chick is given its own identity number on a coloured plastic leg ring. Once fully dried out, they're transferred into dedicated brooder tanks. The 14 brooder tanks soon fill up with hungry, fast-growing chicks. Their growth rate is monitored by regular weighing. As so many eggs arrive around the same time, they all hatch within a few days of one another.
88.4.
The team soon has 50 baby curlews to care for. The chicks are carefully taken from their indoor brooders to their new home in the polytunnels. It's a challenging new world of fresh air and blue sky. In the care of such precious creatures, biosecurity is of the utmost importance. The protocol at every visit is the same. Boots and shoes are changed to avoid contamination with unseen pathogens. Absolute hygiene is essential at this stage to avoid the risk of importing disease into the pens. 3 to 4 chicks are assigned to each pen. They grow fast and are gradually given more grass to explore. These long-legged birds need plenty of space to exercise their muscles. The chicks have all the essential instincts they need to survive, pecking insects at every opportunity. Without parents to brood them, they huddle under heat lamps at night. These also attract convenient bedtime snacks. The whole enterprise is soon running at full steam. Plenty of clover grows in the pens, and it attracts a host of insects for hungry beaks to hunt.
Curlews are just such busy little birds. They are absolutely adorable. Everybody that works with them that I know thinks so. They're constantly on the move, foraging, looking for wild food. It's really important that we give them as much environmental enrichment as possible. It's been fantastic to have water pumped up from the marsh into the curlew pens. This gives the curlews a really natural foraging experience, and all those lovely goodies coming up from the marsh is just so good for them.
The ground is sprayed to keep it moist and rich in life, allowing the young curlews to forage naturally. They continue to grow here until, at 30 days old, it's time for their next step. Project partners, the British Trust for Ornithology, arrive for a weigh-in and a health check. These expert BTO ringers are preparing to apply a set of 3 new leg rings for future identification.
Okay. This one is orange 2.
I think that's good.
Yes. Body condition 2. Legs have been moving nicely.
Having passed their health check, the chicks are at last looking and sounding more like grown-up curlews. They're now sporting the latest fashion in leg rings, wearing both BTO metal rings and bright yellow leg flags for identification in the field. In addition to abundant wild food, the young curlews eat a specially prepared diet with all the nutrients they need for healthy growth. Without realising it, they're preparing themselves for the next stage of their lives, preening their feathers, rushing around and flapping wildly to strengthen their wings. The strongest birds are fitted with the latest technology. Satellite tracking devices, which will record their future movements, are carefully strapped onto their backs. In previous years of the project, tracked curlews have behaved in fascinating and unpredictable ways. While one Norfolk bird initially roamed only locally, another travelled west across England to Ireland, then south into the Atlantic, before realising its error and heading homeward. Two release sites have been chosen in Norfolk, one inland at the Sandringham estate, and this one, overlooking the wash at Wild Ken Hill. On release day, it's a tense wait for everyone involved. Nothing must be allowed to frighten the birds, as a panel is removed from the end of their enclosure, allowing them to wander into the wild.
It's really special to see the curlews go on release day, to be there with the team that have helped me rear them and see them being released and flying off into the wild. It's just brilliant.